My goodness! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You made it here to us. That's incredible. I mean, we are here at the Museum for Naturkunde. And we welcome you to Glitzern Denken, just a science variety show, something very normal, very usual.
It's in English today.
Yeah, we are not really native speakers. So I have an excellent German, one says, but my English,
We'll
figure it out. We will figure out that works, okay? So that's it. That's that. But please, let me introduce myself.
Please.
Please, yeah, may I? My name is Ines Teileis, and I have the honor to host this evening and to host this whole show. So, but I won't do that alone. I have help, and I need that help. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me, Philip Golle.
Oh, me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. I'm going to help you as good as I can, but most of the time I'm not such a great help. It's more like a distraction kind of thing.
Okay, but you look good while you do that, so I'm amazed with you.
It's a deal.
Okay, but you know, we need to say something. Hey, if you have questions to us or want to communicate with us, that is possible. You know, the people who do the applause, that's no audience because not allowed. But we have here our team that works in the chat, and sometimes they clap. So you can write them questions. They will bring these questions to us.
To us and mostly, hopefully, to
the people who really know something about it, but I talk about that later. For now, the museum said, okay, Ines, we can't have audience. And I said, okay, I get that, right? I understand that. But we sent you a replacement. And ladies and gentlemen, they sent me a replacement. Lady Panthera Leo. Welcome, Lady Panthera Leo. She will be here, but please, but please know, we miss you very much. So tonight we will speak about molluscs, Philip. What do you know about them?
that they are exactly like me, but without the bones.
Okay, that's more than the other shows, so you learned something. I'm amazed, darling. I'm very amazed.
Step by step, oh baby.
No. No. I mean, I'm kind of happy that the 90s are gone. A little bit. A little bit. But, okay, I have another help, and this person is luckily enough a native speaker. Let's see how that works out. Please, welcome with me, Apollo Garcia.
Such a pleasure to be here.
Hey, darling.
Yes.
Yeah, great to have you.
Hi.
You know, we have you if we don't know the complicated words about science, because we speak about science today. You can help us out, right?
Of course, I know every complicated science word, just for you. No, but I'll try. I barely speak English.
And all of us? No. You speak great English, but I'm not so sure about what you know about biology, but we will learn. Yeah. We will figure that out. Thank you, Apollo.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Yeah, all of us. Apollo. Mwah. Yeah. So he will help us with our molluscs, because it's a very huge family. There are a lot of species involved, and also the museum has really a lot of collection pieces in the malacologist department. It's just 7 million, and I must say we didn't went through all of them. That was just a little bit too much for us. We went through some of them, and it was really great fun. But for today, we will not give you the total idea about molluscs, but we chose the funny things. We will tell you the funny stories, the crazy stories, the things you really want to know, we hope. Let's figure out. But we also have people here who really know about the subject we talk about. It's not just us. There are people who really studied that. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me, Nora Lentgemas. I'm very honored to have you here. There are snail researchers, because this house is not just a house where we can educate ourselves and be in these beautiful rooms. This is a house, the Museum für Naturkunde, where research is done, actually.
All the
important
time.
research. And the other two I have here, may I introduce to you, and they are just one immune community? How do you say
One
that?
household.
One house. Good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Dr. Katharina von Oheim. And last but not least, Dr. Palm von Oheim. So, how is the research with snails going on? Everything's fine?
Yeah,
Yeah, interesting?
of course, every time.
Always interesting, yes.
Is that the job description?
Interesting? No, well, that is just, oh, Apollo brings us something. That's good. No, but you need to know, Philip studied hula hoop artistic. I studied classic singing. We are, thank you, Apollo, thank you. So we are very interested in our subjects. And so we can totally relate to being amazed by something maybe others don't get. But please tell me, what did you write in your PhD thesis? Can you do that shortly? We practiced that. We rehearsed that a lot. It's not so easy to make that short. Let's see how that works. I will sit down here, and you might tell us, please, Katharina.
Yeah, so my thesis is actually quite a while ago already, but I studied the invasion history of molluscs,
Yeah.
of the quagga mussel,
Okay.
which is invasive in Europe in different parts. And currently I'm studying land snails in the very species-rich karst areas in Vietnam.
I see. Nice.
Short enough?
That was amazing.
I practiced.
I'm really impressed. Pam, may I ask you, what do you study?
Yeah,
What did you
so
write
in my
about?
PhD thesis, I studied freshwater mollusks from the Tibetan Plateau and the Himalaya.
But always good places to go. I mean, nice.
Yeah, it's an exciting area.
Yeah, sounds like that.
Not for holidays, but for
Yeah,
snail research.
quite harsh conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's not the kind of holiday I would like to have. You know, I'm not a camper. I'm not a person who does like to camp or stuff like that. I'm not. Nah. So you think you would not recommend for me?
I mean, in the south of Tibet, there are some
Okay.
nicer areas.
But there I couldn't research the snails, right?
Yeah, some of them live in quite remote parts of the Tibetan Plateau. So it's
I
hard to
just
get
saw
there.
some pictures. It didn't look very comfortable, you know, their research traveling. But okay, but I'm impressed how short your description was. I'm amazed. They get better every time. Nora,
Yeah,
what did you?
yeah. I'm
do you do?
currently still in my PhD thesis, so it will be finished soon, hopefully.
Oh, we all hope.
And I studied a little bit more holiday-like area within Thailand, so in the central
Nice.
part of Thailand. And I'm doing my research on the Brotia species complex in the Cake River there.
Cake River?
Cake River is
Cake
the name.
River?
River on the
Did she say Cake River?
species? That's hilarious.
That's much more funny in English than in German. I'm amazed. So there are jokes, and that's great. I mean, there's even a pancake snail, but we can't do that today because we don't have so much time. But
This
yes,
is
there is a
disgusting
pancake
here. What
snail.
is this on the table? This
That's not-
thingy is- This what? Ugh.
Philip. Okay, what we have on the table here are molluscs.
Oh.
Typical examples of
Tiny snail.
snails, because one group is snails and slugs, right?
Gastropods.
Gastropods, yeah.
But snails and slugs is also correct.
One is bivalves, right?
Oh.
So mussels, clams, cockles.
Mushrooms.
Yeah. And that one is an cephalopod, right?
Right.
Really good.
You know, it's really hard. You need to work very hard to get a compliment like that from scientists. And I forgot to say one thing. You know, they spoke about their theses. And so we could say what you do is biodiversity research, right? We said we do the simple version as well.
Yes.
Yeah, biodiversity research?
Yeah.
Sounds good. And ladies and gentlemen, it's important. We need to take care of our environment. We need to understand that it needs to be more resilient. And we need to understand how all that stuff works. These guys figure that out and help us to understand, and maybe in the end,
preserve a part of it.
Preserve it and make better decisions, political decisions. It would be great. I dream of that, and thank you for your work for that. So, yes, I think that's important. Yeah. But so now back to our mollusks. So it's cephalopods, it's
Bivalves.
I know these. I don't know these.
Gastropods.
Gastropods. It always sounds like something with a stomach.
I was just thinking again that I always say
crazy. You say it's one species, right? Or one group?
One phylum.
What?
Say that again.
One phylum.
Phylum?
Phylum.
One phylum. Okay, it's one phylum. Why, if I may ask?
They share a common ancestor, and because of this, they also share certain anatomical features.
Oh yeah, obviously. Let's talk about that.
You say they look the same.
Of course, they look not the same, but yeah, as I said, they share certain characters which they inherited from their ancestors.
That's nothing that a person who does not know so much as you do would understand intuitively, I would say. So you say they had an ancestor, right? Can we paint that one? Philip helps you, and I sit down there.
I don't know if I can help, but we can try.
Yeah, and you guys, after that there comes music, and then there comes stuff about snails, and then there comes snails about bivalves, and then there comes snails about cephalopods, and a lot of music, and in between, please ask questions. We wait for you. So let's go on.
Presentation.
I can do something, but I cannot see it.
Apollo would help you with painting if you need help.
I'm here to help. But no, you're great. You do.
No. Please, he's there. Do that.
So, right. This is a hypothetical ancestral mollusk.
No, but we need this first.
Yeah, we need the legend first. So the first part is the head, maybe, and the radula.
Head.
Head and the radula.
radula.
The radula is the rasping organ of mollusks, which they scrape food with and eat with.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what they chew with? Can you say?
No, they don't chew.
They don't.
They just grind the thing off like.
It's their grinder.
It's like scraping from a surface.
Let's go on.
The foot. They have a foot.
The foot.
Oh. Okay, foot. Oh, with toes. That's nice. That's beautiful done, Philip. That's a totally. Everyone sees that. This is a foot. Do they have toes? No.
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 Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, go on.
The shell.
The shell, exactly. And we were wondering how to draw that, but I think I draw something like this.
What is that?
It's a shield. It's a protection.
Oh.
Like you cannot pass
Okay,
here.
we need to say something about that. Philip is just painting right now symbol pictures. For everyone who really wants to know how this stuff looks like, there we have a serious painting, drawing picture. And but we try with Philip, okay? We try.
So.
All right.
I trust you. I trust you very much.
Same.
Okay, let's go on with that.
Yeah.
We need the mantle.
Mantle. Yeah.
The mantle is a structure which covers the visceral mass, so all organs inside a mollusk, and
Exactly.
which
It's
produces
like
shell.
like an aura. I don't know.
Like a.
In German, it
Just draw
works
the
great. I'm
coat.
drawing
Everybody
a
knows
jacket. I am drawing a jacket.
Okay, but then we need to explain that a mantle or a mantle in German is a coat.
Well, it's also in English
And
that
Philip
it surrounds
just
the
goes
thing.
on
It's a
trying
very,
his
very
coat.
old-fashioned kind of
Apollo, do you have a different idea?
Of a mantle?
Yeah.
No. But thank you for asking.
Yeah, you're great work. Great help. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
but it's a
then
nice
maybe
mantle.
the intestine. So. The
It's the mouth with
mouth,
intestinal-
mouth, stomach, intestine, anus.
Exactly. So I'm drawing a mouth which goes all the way through the thingy, and then it ends into the sun, right?
Yes.
Exactly. I remember
Okay,
that.
what else?
Reproductive organs.
Love it. We said that it's easier to draw an X than something else, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the gills, because it needs to breathe.
Exactly. And because I never have space for it, I just do 3 lines.
For the gills, right?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Anything
That's
else
all.
or that's it?
Perfect, yeah.
So let's go on
assemble it
drawing.
together.
Let's put it all together, mix
Yeah.
it through, and let's create something real, hypothetical.
A real,
Something hypothetical.
let's start.
Exactly.
Please.
Okay.
So the head and the radula.
I draw that here, okay?
Yeah. Window side.
The window side, bam! Look, I get fast at it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's amazing.
The foot
yeah.
on the bottom part. Yeah.
All right, here.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Go on.
Yeah. So the mantle.
Yeah.
Don't forget the
mantle.
cavity at the end.
The mantle
right, I will put
with
that.
the cavity, the mantle cavity.
And it goes
From
from
the
the
head.
head to the back.
Yes.
Okay, like a rainbow, but not.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Scientific term.
Yes, you can
Rainbow, but
imagine the rehearsals with Philip are amazing. Yeah.
The shell
Great.
covers it up.
Also here,
Yes.
oh my God, we are getting to something really good here, slowly.
Yeah.
The gills into the mantle cavity, please.
At the butt?
Yeah,
Oh my
they
God,
breathe
okay.
at their butt. I mean, I don't know
Practical.
what to say about that.
Then the intestinal tract, so from the mouth to the anus, and the anus is in the mantle cavity.
You mean the sun?
The sun.
Yeah.
Please, come on. We are at Naturkunde
words.
Museum.
Go on.
Yeah, and the reproductive organs in
In the
the
middle?
visceral mass in the mantle.
Right in the center,
Yeah, right in the center.
where
yeah.
they belong, right in the center.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
And the opening is to the mantle cavity.
Ah, it's like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost, yeah.
Okay.
Everything is there.
Everything is there, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very okay.
That's
So this is our hypothetical ancestral mollusk, right?
Did it work?
that's right.
Okay, Apollo, did you understand it?
For the most part, I think.
Yeah, that's
no,
great.
I'm-
Okay, that's all we hope for.
I hope you
That's
understood at home. I've seen it
And-
a couple of times, but
And Philip, you painted well, and thank you, all of you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Yeah, thank you. Now it's time for music, ladies and gentlemen. And but before that, let me tell you one thing. There is a thing that's called predatory slugs or snails.
It's snails.
It's snails. Predatory snails. I think that's a joke. That's funny. That's just very, very funny in my opinion. I mean, maybe I don't know. But there's one that's called the cone snail, and it's a very poisonous snail. But the interesting thing about that is you can use that poison as against pain. Helps very much. But you can also use it as a substitute for Botox. Who would have thought? And then the band said, you know what, Ines? We have a song about beauty operations in the 1920s in Berlin. Yes. Did you know that in the 1920s they already did these operations? I didn't. That's crazy, right?
I didn't know before the show, no.
Love it.
Our scientists learned something new from us and from the band. Da, 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 da. Sorry. Okay, I need to be serious again. And announce a band that plays a typical Berlin street swing. I'm a big fan. I like them very, very much. And now they play a song from Claire Waldorf about beauty operations in the last century. Hope you like it. Hope your German is good enough. I don't know. But even then, they are a pleasure to listen to. Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Chucks.
Hello friends out there, this is a German song. Mein Emil, der meckert mir so brädenglütrig an. Mein Emil, der hat keine Scham. Mein Emil, der sagt, Mensch, nu bin ich doch dein Mann. Und nun möchte ich von die Ehe auch wat haben. Ich möchte dir viel hübscher und niedlicher, mit einem Wort appetitlicher. Dann würde ich mal viel mehr amüsieren. Geh zum Doktor, sagt er, lass dir operieren. Ich lass mal nicht die Nase verpatzen, wegen Emil seine unanständige Lust. Ich lass mal nicht das Fett aus Oberschenkel kratzen, wegen Emil seine unanständige Lust. Wie ich bin, hat ja der Emil schon immer gewusst. Na, da hätte er mir nicht nehmen gemusst. Ich lass doch keinen Doktor ran an meine Brust, wegen Emil seine unanständige Lust. Die Emma von Meier ging bei Dr. Falschenfels und ließ sich auf hübsch operieren. Die Dusslilie Emma jagt dem Falschenfels ihr Geld und nun glaubt sie, kann sie jeden Mann verführen. Man hat sie vermanscht in ne Charité. Sie war schon mies, aber nu erst nee. Nun hat sie einen Bauch wie so ein Kerl und einen Podex wie ein 16-jähriges Girl. Ich lass mal nicht die Nase verpatzen, wegen Emi seine unanständige Lust. Ich lass mal nicht das Fett aus Oberschenkel kratzen, wegen Emi seine unanständige Lust. Wie ich bin, hat ja der Emil schon immer gewusst. Na, da hätte er mir nicht nehmen gemusst. Ich lass doch keinen Doktor ran an meine Brust, wegen Emi seine unanständige Lust. Ich werd doch mein Lebtag nicht bei so'n Doktor gehen. Ich hab für so'n Blödsinn kein Geld. Ich denk nur mal nach und ich kann es nicht verstehen, dass den Männern so'n vermanschtes Ding gefällt. Aus Liebe ans Messer, da lach ich nur. Ein richtiger Mann sagt, ich will Natur und macht es nicht von selber rum. Tata, hilft ihm auch die neue Brust nicht auf den Damm. Ich lass mal nicht die Nase verpatzen, wegen Emi seine unanständige Lust. Ich lass mal nicht das Fett aus der Oberschenkel kratzen, wegen Emi seine unanständige Lust. Wie ich bin, hat der Emil schon immer gewusst. Na, da hätte er mir nicht nehmen gemusst. Ich lass doch keinen Doktor ran an meine Brust, wegen Emi seine unanständige Lust. Jawohl! Thank you!
Maxi Heineke on the Red Chucks. Well done, guys. Okay, now, yeah, I agree with them. Don't operate your breasts.
Yeah, was the song about tits? Here?
So, now it's time to speak about
Gastropods.
Thank you. Gastropods. There are some words I just leave to them, right now. It's just too much. So let's speak about anatomy, right? Philip, back to the
what? I could
chalkboard.
have-
And remember, we don't have so much...
Wait it over here.
Blackboard?
Oh, I don't know.
Chalkboard? I just checked the internet and it said chalkboard. You can write us in the chat how we should name it,
Philip
okay?
knows what to do.
Yeah,
Which
that's
one
the
is
good thing
right?
about it.
Oh, thank you,
Oh,
Paulo.
Where you grew up.
Good that we
You're
have
welcome.
you.
English.
Thank you.
I'm here for science.
We need him for these
He's very
words.
helpful.
I am here for drawing today.
So let's start, please.
Who's gonna help me drawing a gastropod?
Can I please?
Okay, start.
So the foot is on the bottom. like in the hypothetical ancestral model.
Look, I have so much space. This time I'm gonna use it. Look.
Yes.
Don't break the chalkboard. The head is on the window side.
At this point, I need to explain. If you work with acrobats, left and right is a concept. It's
Doesn't work for us.
Yeah. So they always solve it with two colored socks, a red and a blue one or whatever. Every day, of course, different colors. And for here, for the museum, we decided to make it the window side and the other side.
Yeah, that's the mouth with the radula.
Ay, 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 ay. Is it here inside of the face, in the head?
Yes.
Bats.
Ah, yeah.
So yeah, the eyes can be there.
Wait, no.
Oh, God. Again.
Not a nose.
No nose, Philip.
No
Remove the
nose.
No, no.
Oh no, but eyes.
Eyes there, or you can also draw two tentacles.
There we go. Sounds like something else, but
And
it's
we need to
tentacles.
be a little faster.
And the eyes could either be on the base of the tentacles or on the proximal.
That's like a note. Or here,
Yeah.
like a cherry. Okay.
That's amazing. Well done.
Yeah, the mantle cavity, the mantle with the mantle cavity. So the cavity is actually on the front side now because the visceral mass turned 180 degrees to the front. So torsion.
It's the
Yes.
thingy. Okay. We don't want.
Great. For everyone who really wants to see the real picture again, we have it here, a more scientific one. Please orient on that one when we explain stuff. We just try that there, okay? But it starts looking like a snail, Philip. A gastropod, I'm sorry.
So the shell is outside of the mantle. It's
From
produced
here
by the
and then
mantle.
it goes all the way.
Yes.
And it also has the thingy,
Yes.
the swirly. Okay. Then let's swirl it up. Bats.
Go on.
Okay, the intestine and the...
So,
So it starts at the mouth,
And then you
then
go to the
stomach,
The
intestine,
sun thing. Yeah, I'm always like, what? Intestine?
and it's
No.
up, up, and to the mantle cavity.
yes.
Yeah.
It's pooping from the head? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually the side of the head.
Better. That makes everything better.
It's not directly in the face, so.
Okay, let's go on. Oh my God.
And the gills are also on the mantle cavity.
Okay.
So in terrestrial snails, the mantle cavity forms a lung, but yeah, the
Okay,
ancestral snail would have
We
gills.
have a time update. It's for you, not for me. Otherwise,
Oh
I
my
think we
goodness.
have this
We
many
need to be a
viewers.
little faster.
We don't-
Okay, the reproductive organs directly in the middle.
Well done. Yeah,
Yeah. Opening to the mantle cavity. Yes, perfect.
So it's also the penis and also the vagina is also on the neck?
Everything on the head side, yeah.
It's very practical, you know. You just do this and everything happens.
Practical. I think, do we miss something?
Everything.
No.
Okay, okay.
Did we do everything?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so that's our snail.
That's our snail.
Well done, all
Well
of
done.
you guys.
But it goes faster and faster with every time you do it, no?
We get faster every time. So that helps us. Thank you, Apollo.
Thank you.
But where's
bringing
the
us
nose?
Yeah, I know you're not allowed to paint a nose. I'm very sorry for you.
God.
You can't imagine the discussions we had during rehearsals. No, Philip, there is no nose in a snail.
Well, but it's weird because
But
everyone
now
has to
we-
smell something.
Now we speak about the funny ones. Can we please do that? Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
We speak about the funny snails. And there are some. There is, first of all, the pellet carrier snail. And I need to hold that one into the camera. Is that right, guys?
You remember how to hold something into the
Yes.
camera, darling?
I'm not sure.
Well
We will figure
done.
that out. This is, yeah,
Didn't we have a
the
picture?
carrier snail. And it builds its house out of other snails. Isn't that amazing? So we see here these little snail houses And yeah, it built its house from other snails. I think that's amazing. That is a good example for upcycling, ladies and gentlemen. And I would recommend to all of us to take this as an example. We need to change our way how we build houses. And yeah, maybe that's nice because I like the design. I really like what she did. What can you say about her? Sorry.
Yeah, it's a marine snail, and it indeed includes shells of other mollusks into its own shell. And scientists are wondering why it does it, and there are a couple of hypotheses.
Okay.
So one idea is that the additional shells are a camouflage, so that the carrier snail looks like a bunch of empty shells.
Okay.
Or that it works as an armor, so there are predatory snails which drill into the shell of their prey.
Yeah.
And with these additional shells, it may be protected from them.
They have a drill? Is there electricity in the ocean?
No, no, but they...
It's a radar.
We speak about that in the next show.
It's a different topic.
But yes, sometimes they drill and then they suck out the other snails or whatever, and it's not very nice sometimes. So, but this is her protection against that.
This is one
It's
assumption,
protection.
yes.
Okay.
And another idea is that by increasing the area of the shell, and the shell also touches the ground, the shell avoids sinking into very soft substrates like mud, so like a snowshoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I understand what you want to say, but you know, this doesn't look like a ski.
No, it's the same principle, but it's...
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, I understand. Thank you. Did we say the funny name?
Xenophora pallidula.
Nora knows how to say spells, magic spells. It sounds beautiful. Say it again.
Xenophora pallidula.
That's the name of that one. I'm impressed. So that's that one. The other one is the red slug. Could you go on two? Next one. Yes. Yeah, I know. The red slug. But it's a funny story about that one, you know.
Tell me.
Yes, there was Victoria von Baden, little princess or whatever, and she married the Swedish king. So she became queen of Sweden. But, you know, he might have been more interested in Apollo or Philip, but not so much in her. So she kind of kept her distance to him. She lived in the countryside, nice garden house with the doctor of the family. Seemed to be a good time she had there. And she spent her time in decorating, redecorating everything, every detail. Even in the garden, the slugs had the wrong color, so she introduced the red slug to her garden, that everything really looks perfect. And that is not a good thing, right?
Yeah, right. Not a good thing.
Why?
Because it can interfere with the ecosystem and mess it up.
Yeah. We should start to understand that we cannot put everything everywhere. That sometimes a system needs,
But yeah,
stability,
I mean,
and we need to
fine.
respect that. And so she didn't do just for decoration.
Yeah, but this looks really like the thing that I pick up with the plastic bag and then I just toss it.
Yeah, and imagine, I mean, she thought it's good decoration. Wait, and Philip, no, it's not what, whatever. Ignore him, ignore us, whatever. But there's also the black slug, right?
Yes.
The black slug. And they used it, it's said, in the 19th century as a smear for wagons. So if that wagon would make, you know, put a snail on it, everything works out.
Put a snail on it.
Put a snail on
All
it?
your troubles, just put a snail on it.
Put a snail on it. No,
Future.
it's said that in Britain, even they did that for the trains. Yeah. I mean, imagine how many snails they needed for that. Yeah. And also that is not very nice, okay? And it's good that we stopped doing that, actually. But now, you know, when we, Philip and me, are speaking about that snail, we would say, it looks like, and it's red, and it's a little bit ugly, and that's it. But if you speak about it, it takes a little longer, right?
Right.
If you describe that snail, it's different. So please, Nora, can you explain to us briefly
Pretty fast, yes. I need preparation.
how to describe a species, please?
Yeah, so if you try to describe a species, you usually take closely related species and look for differences and things they have in common. And
Okay.
if you have the idea about something that might be new, you have to really bring that out and put that into the front. So you
see.
need literature, research to find out what already had been described for other species.
Yeah.
And you take, of course, also the real species to compare them. And if you found something, then you might have a new species.
You might.
You might. Yeah. Also, there are some rules for the naming of the species.
Yeah.
Because in the 16th century, they start to describe species. But
Enlightenment.
Yeah, in the beginning they had a genus name, which is always the first part, also today, and no real species name. So they just described, in usually Latin words, how this species differentiates from other species that had already been described. Sorry.
Okay, I see.
So and yeah,
that was
and
the short version.
yeah, and then in 1758, Carl Linnaeus wrote his Systema Naturae and introduced the binomial nomenclature for zoology.
Darling, we speak about that next time because we do not have to, but thank you for that. But now I ask Pam, you need something to describe a species, right? And it's called holotype, or?
Yeah, exactly. So
Do we
a
have one
holotype
here?
or type specimens in general basically define the species. So the description alone is often not precise enough to make clear what is really meant with a species name. So if you imagine you describe a species and later it's found out there are a couple of similar species, then the description alone will likely not make clear which of these species is meant. So then the holotype is really important because this is a
Now
specimen.
I go back, I'm sorry. Have you seen this little point, red point here? With that you can see that it's a holotype, what Pam is right now explaining. Thank you.
So the holotype is, in the case of question, the individual which defines the species and which bears the name. Mm-hmm. And if you describe a species, you are obligated to designate a holotype or multiple syntypes and to give them to a museum and or to any collection, but typically a museum. And yes, these type materials are very valuable parts of a museum's collection, of course, and many researchers study them.
How many do you have here in the molecologist department?
Over 9,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's really a lot. Oh
It's
my
a lot,
goodness.
and I have seen them. I was like backstage from
Yes.
the museum, and I went like miles and miles and miles
Yeah,
through all
over
the
there.
things, and I kind of searched for those exactly, and I had to open a drawer and then like open something else and then crawl inside to the left on the
Yes.
right.
Yes.
And there, inside a box on the left side, there was this. And yeah, they have a lot of those red button thingies to say it's holotype. And all of the snails have names.
The short
like
version.
they are called like a girl.
All of them?
All the snails called like a girl.
Great. And I'm not allowed to say her. Okay. But now Philip has described where you can find them. So next time you're here, you know where to go. Thank you for that. Thank you, Pam, for your explanation. And now, Katharina, you remember this brief thing? Hey, I ask you how to name a species.
Yeah, so naming a species, scientifically naming a species is a very complicated process.
How
I
surprised
have
we
to
are.
take my book. I got a book here. It's a. Sorry.
She has a whole book. She has a whole book about
I
it.
have a book about this. These are This is the international code for the zoological nomenclature. This is a German version now, but this exists also in English.
Did you
and in
read
other
this whole thing?
No, not really.
Would you
Not
recommend it
everything.
as a wintertime read?
No, maybe
No?
go for no.
Okay.
So
pretty
it's
dry.
full of rules and recommendations, and these are very important to guarantee the stability of a species name, and also in cases of, Yeah, if you name a species twice, for example, this happened over the time, and then this book tells you which name is a valid name. So it's I tell you, it's the oldest name.
Okay, so
The name has priority, and the other ones are synonyms.
But for us, it's just very complicated to name it.
Very complicated, but actually not that much. So if I name a species, for example,
Briefly.
I try in the genus Arion, so the slug we had before.
Yeah.
And I want to name it in honor after Apollo, for example.
Hi.
Then I would, so Apollo is already a Latin name, and I need an ending in a genitive form. So it would be Arion Apollinus.
Ooh,
And this
that
means
would be your snail.
basically Apollo's Arion, or Apollo's slug.
Please do. Please, or any scientists out there watching.
So last time we had Philip's snail, Philippi, and now Apollo. You need to find a lot of snails you want to describe, and because these guys want their names on slug
Science.
and on snails. But the three of you described snails, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nora, tell me about your snail.
Ines, no.
Why, Nora?
Because I can't, because the book that Katharina just presented
Yeah, I can just read the article maybe.
forbids to publicly announce the name before it was published in a paper. So my paper is still on the way, and yeah, I just can say to you that it is a freshwater snail from Indonesia.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Delicious.
But we will learn that this year, and we put it on our blog, glitzerndenken.blog. We will
Provide an English version.
That's a great idea.
We have articles on our blog in English. Yes, we do, of course. Come on. So please go on, because next one is yours, Katharina.
Oh yeah, this is mine.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's a tropical land snail from Vietnam, and its name is Cyclophorus kufongensis.
Easy to remember. I
Easy
would
to
say,
remember,
or?
yeah. But if you know where the species comes from Kufong National Park, then it's quite obvious actually.
Okay, good name.
Quite obvious.
Very obvious. Yeah.
Directly got that from what park?
Okay. Hey, Palm, yours, please.
Yeah, mine has an even more difficult name. It's from the same genus, so it's also a Cyclophorus. And the species name is Phong Nha Kebangensis, because it's from Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park in Vietnam.
I see.
So from a different region in Vietnam. And you can also see after every species name, there is also the name of the author and the name of the year when it was described. So this is how to recognize it.
How practical that we have that right
Yes,
there.
we congratulate the two of you, and we will congratulate you in the next time. Weeks, hopefully.
Hopefully weeks.
Thank you, Apollo. Thank you. Yeah. So, but there was one other snail I found very funny, and that's the singing snail. Really, there exists a singing snail. There are also videos of her because she does a noise, maybe not like a singer, maybe first lesson or so, like.
It sounds like my first lesson.
I remember that one. And then I said, oh, Nora, that's cool. Let's check out. The museum has a database for animal voices. And is she in this database? Can we show that? And Nora said, why?
Because it's not a voice, it's a sound.
So this snail, the singing snail, didn't pass that casting.
She's not singing, she's
it
fine.
didn't got in. I'm very sorry. But check her out on YouTube after the show, okay? And ask us questions. Speak of us in the chat. Now, what else?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh,
It's all about my love to Snailgelica.
really?
Should I click too?
I don't know. Yeah, why not?
I can. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, wherever you are, I don't care. I'm glad you're there. But this, right there, is Snailgelica.
Woo! Welcome, Snailgelica here.
It's my pet. She lives at home with me in a bigger aquarium without water. And she has 4 sisters, all of them called Snailgelica because they really look the same, and it's really difficult to, like, you know. I was thinking of painting the houses in order to, but we don't do that.
Yeah.
So it's our 3rd anniversary. We are in love, and that's because she's really representing my life amazingly. She's just there, and nothing happens. Sometimes she's like, hello. But yeah, I figured out that when I sing underneath the shower that at once she's sitting up here being all active as she can be, saying that she loves life. So I wanted to say thank you to Snailgelica. I wanted to give her a great massage because I feel like the vibration from my voice is resonating inside of here and inside of her and makes that stiff animal really soft and gentle and glides so fast. I had no air. So I was wondering, Ines, since you are a great singer.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have the chance to like throw an aria on her, like with all the vibration you got, like toss it in there, give her a good spa moment and make her live?
Feel comfortable?
Yeah.
With an aria.
Yeah, and I brought you an
Massager.
orchestra for that because you love that.
Yeah, I love orchestra. Oh, wow. You really have
It's
an
a snail orchestra.
Yeah, I see.
Hey, wow. Okay, I love that. Snailgelica, this is for you because I love you. That was a rhyme. No.
Philip and his rhymes. Yeah, of course we sing for snail. What else? Good. Why not? Go. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Applause for the Red Sharks and especially for Maxi on the violin. Thank you. Whoo! You're satisfied?
I think she loved listening to you.
Yeah?
Yeah, listening is her thing.
Is it? May we ask, is it?
I might disappoint you because she didn't hear anything.
What?
I'm not
sorry,
surprised.
gastropods have no sense of hearing.
So that didn't do anything at all? Like nothing?
You know what? That was work. I mean, I love it to do it, but
I thought so too. Like I was really planning for that moment for her to be like all free and stuff and expand her wings to be.
to fly?
She can't do that as well?
No.
What is that?
Okay, so she didn't hear. Snailgelica didn't hear. Here I can say she, because she's called Snailgelica. She didn't. No hearing.
And she's a hermaphrodite.
So we can say whatever we say.
Little side note. Like,
Then we need to say they. Then we need to say they.
Yeah.
I remember.
They, yeah.
They.
Yeah.
it's also two.
They can't hear.
But they can feel a lot, right? That was the thing. Like
Yes,
they
you
do
can feel vibration.
We need to go on. You know, we have a lot to do because we also want to speak about bivalves and about cephalopods, and we want to make some more music, and so we need to go on. And I tell you a story that is not.
And we're having some questions.
We have some
Finally.
questions. I first do my story, and then we do the questions because
I think that's good.
there's not just our spa we built for the snail, but there's also spa applications for humans made of snails. And I show you one thing. Our friend Guido brought us this snail soap. I don't know where he found it, somewhere in Greece.
Guido.
Greetings to Guido. Yeah, and sorry. Okay, snail soap. Yes, something like this exists. And we thought, oh, that's great, that's interesting. And then Nora checked how you collect this slime. Nora, tell us.
Yeah, there are no snails inside of the soap, but there's the snail slime filtrate.
Yes.
And they can harvest it with a grid or something, so they let them crawl over it and collect the mucus. But I also read that some of them do it by centrifuging them.
What, please? No.
So we cannot really say in which way this was harvested from the snail.
Maybe we really don't want to know.
But it's more stress slime, and they said the stress slime is the better one.
But they also say the stress slime has the better ingredients.
That's not nice. Funny idea. Not nice. And does it help?
I don't know. I didn't try it,
Yeah,
but it seems to have an antioxidant.
Good for the skin.
I mean, it's moisturizing, snail slime, and it's also antibacterial. So, but I don't know what this soap actually does.
But maybe, Philip, tonight you could...
I will try it and I will let you know.
That's good. But now, ladies and gentlemen, Apollo comes with some questions. Darling, please, do you want to read them to our...
I'd love to.
And say hello to your mom?
Oh,
I just wanted to say that your mommy's also watching.
hi, Mom. Nice shout out to my mother watching from home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Thank you for joining us. And a question from online for the scientists. Someone wants to know, why did you decide to study the field of molluscs above anything else? Great question.
Oh, that's a really good
That's
question.
a good question.
love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you, Apollo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, it was an accident because, but I had started to like them, so I stayed with that. I had free time during my studies in university, so I had 3 months until I was starting with my bachelor thesis.
Yeah.
And the bachelor thesis was about land snails, just by chance. And then I asked around where I can do a practical internship. And I asked in the museum, and for some reason the then curator of the malacology replied and said he will be happy to have me here
We
And
can
so-
understand that.
So
Yeah,
cool.
I was 3 months here, and then he said, yeah, maybe I have a job for you, so you maybe stay. And then I stayed.
Oh, that's great. That's
So that was in
the short
2009.
version.
I just wanted to say that it was in 2009.
Okay. It's since a while. Okay.
Yeah.
But now
Well, they
you
definitely found you, and that's beautiful.
remember short version.
Yeah, I mean, when I started at uni, I was interested in all sorts of animals.
Yeah.
But to the snails or to the molluscs, I came through my PhD supervisor, who was also the supervisor of my diploma thesis, and he's
Okay.
an evolutionary biologist who studies snails.
Maybe he's here now.
And snails or mollusks in general are really good for studying evolutionary questions
I
because
see.
they have a good fossil record. And
So they are just very interesting, you think,
Yeah,
for
very
the
interesting.
questions you have. I'm sorry, but one showed me the time, and it's already 8 o'clock, guys. Let's go on. But Katharina, why you?
It was actually the same story for me, to
It's
make
just
it
the
short,
whole
but to extend on it a bit. So,
We will do that another time in another show, okay? I promise you. But it's just about the whole, what we said before, biodiversity and all these
Yeah.
subjects. The snails can tell you a lot.
yes.
We
they
get
can.
that. Thank you.
They tell me also a lot. That's why love. Love.
Yeah, that's nice. I go on, speak about snails and writers. Yes, because there are stories about snails and writers. Who would have thought? First one, amazing, is about Edgar Allan Poe. Did you know that his most successful book in his lifetime, I mean financially most successful book, was about snails? And then actually he didn't write it himself. But what happened was that, so it's called The Concholigist's First Book. Yeah? And what happened was that Thomas Wyatt,
Correct.
no, I said it right. Last time I said it wrong. It was Hyatt last time, but it's Wyatt. Thomas Wyatt wrote a book about snails, or about shells, okay? And that book was very expensive. It was $8, too much. And he was like, I want people to read my book. And Edgar Allan Poe was broke. And so he suggested to Edgar Allan Poe, just publish it? Publish, thank you. Publish it in your name in a cheap version. Edgar Allan Poe did that for money, and he added another book because he thought, just shells, that's boring. So he added the book about the soft parts of snails of Georges Cuvier. Before that, he translated it from French to English. I think that's amazing and impressive.
That's from Jean Frochouet. That's great.
Georges Cuvier. And the important thing about that is, and this is really something new, right? In the 19th century?
Yeah,
Right.
before it was like studying snails was just conchology, which
Yeah.
is the shell. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the first to put it together to produce the modern malacology.
Okay, but till then it was, I study snails, and it's just the
Shell.
house.
Yeah, I mean, what he did and what's quite special about this book is that he really coined the term malacology for not only the study of the shells, the conchology, but for the more broad study of molluscs.
So the guy we know for his horror stories actually did something really useful for malacologists, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing, I think. That's amazing. Next story. Oh, and here, we need to greet some people. We need to greet Copenhagen and the Natural History Museum in Copenhagen. Hello. Yeah. Woo, yeah. Thank you for having our stream on your Facebook page. Thank you 1,000 times for that. And they have the snail collection of Hans Christian Andersen.
Amazing thing to have.
But is it also an interesting thing to have? I mean, apart from the stories, as a scientist.
It's amazing to have it, but I mean, these are quite common species, mainly land snails. So yeah.
Like that,
Boring.
also our the colleagues in Copenhagen reacted, and they said it's kind of difficult to find questions for that collection, and they were so happy that we asked for it. That was nice to have that interaction with you. And they showed us that they have a very, very big collection also of molluscs and an impressive collection there. And we greet Tom Schotte and Martin Winter-Sorensen. Thank you for your help. And yes, and they told us that actually the reason why Hans Christian Andersen collected these snails was that he was kind of a difficult guest, you know, when he was in the countryside for rich people, and he was a guest, as it was in the 19th century, as it seems. He was kind of boring, and people sometimes wanted to have him out of the way. So his friend Jonas Collin suggested, go and collect snails. Yeah, that was, yeah.
Put
that
a
was,
snail on it. Solves all of the problems.
Put a snail on it.
Yep.
That solves the problem. So, and then they really bigger about what he collected in their letters. So their letters aren't really nice to each other. You can figure out the whole story in English on our blog, glitzerndenken.blog. You will learn about that a little more, but we think it's amazing. It was much more an occupational therapy thing than a really interest, right?
Please, show us this cute lady.
But we thank Copenhagen. Mwah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Then the third one is Patricia Highsmith.
As I said, cute lady, there she is.
Yeah, the cute lady. And she's famous for her horror stories. You read some of hers, right? Here we have the German version.
There are actually two horror stories about snails, which are really worth to check out.
Yeah, both of them.
One is The Snail Watcher.
The Snail Watcher.
It's about a guy who is really obsessed by observing his snails, and they reproduce and get more and more, and it gets out of control, and it doesn't end well for him.
It doesn't end well for him.
Take care with Snailgelica, right?
I'm always like, don't do that. I watch you.
Oh my goodness. No, the funniest thing, that's not even the funny thing about her. The funny thing is she really loved her snails. So when she went out to a party, she couldn't be without them. So she took her handbag and took some salad leaves into the handbags, put the snails in it, and then she went, you know, in high society events.
Such an ordinary thing to do.
You think so?
Like an everyday thing, you just do it. You just got the snails and you're like walking, it's like, no. Don't do it.
No, don't do it. It's not nice to the snail, but she did. And she even smuggled her snails in her bosom, on her bosom, however you say that, you know what I mean, somewhere where her breasts are.
On top or underneath?
I don't know, because I don't know how big her breasts were and what she wore.
Oh my God.
So okay, how did we got there? So she smuggled them to France. Why it was forbidden at that time to bring snails to France, I don't know. But yeah, she smuggled them on her breasts, bosom, whatever, to France. Yeah, okay, these were my snail stories. Okay, Mermaid Avenue, ladies and gentlemen, the red chucks.
Mermaid Avenue, that's the street where the lox and bagels meet, where the halva meets the pickles, where the sour meets the sweet, where the beer runs to the ocean, where the wine runs to the sea. Why they call it Mermaid Avenue, it's more that I can see, but there's never been a mermaid here on Mermaid Avenue. No, I never seen a mermaid here on Mermaid Avenue. I've seen hags, wags, and witches, and I see the shark or two. My 5 years that I lived alone is Mermaid Avenue.
thank you. The red sharks, ladies and gentlemen. And Apollo brings us the bivalves. And actually, guys, we are really a little late. So thank you, Apollo. We need to be faster. We try that again, okay? Yeah, whatever.
I'm stressed.
You're stressed? Yeah, we all are. No, we aren't. We are happy that you're here. You're welcome very much. Right now, we speak about bivalves and funny bivalves and crazy stories about them. And after that, we speak about cephalopods. And then we might be done for today. Who knows? So let's do an anatomy, okay? A quick anatomy lesson with Philip and you guys.
Let's start with the nose.
No head, no radula. They are filter feeders.
And no nose.
No nose.
No nose.
No, no.
Start with a shell, just an oval structure. They have two shells actually, one shell but two valves. We see currently right now only one because it's from the side.
Here's the serious one again.
Yeah, perfect, thank you. Then we need the foot.
Exactly.
Facing downwards, out of the shell.
Like
yeah,
the
perfect.
tongue, she said.
Then the mantle inside the shell. Leave a gap at the beginning maybe and at the end, of course.
Both.
Yeah, both, yeah.
I will
It's
get
a
there
mantle cavity.
eventually. That was the mushroom kind of Mario mushroom thing.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So we need large gills at the end side, so at the pillar side. Yes, this side. Large gills for filtration and for oxygen, of course. Then we need the mouth on the other side of, the window side, exactly.
Mouth.
The mouth.
Okay, I can't.
Intestinal tract through the body, leading
something.
into the anus
Yes,
at
yes,
the
yes.
end. Yeah,
This is what they
perfect.
always have. We should
Good.
define them because of that.
Of the anus? Well, I'll explain you later.
We discussed that another time. Let's
Yeah.
go on.
The reproductive organs inside the
Right in
shell.
the
Yeah,
center.
perfect.
And it
And
goes
they're leading
right there.
also into the mantle cavity.
Yes.
To the right, yes.
Okay.
Perfect. No penis.
Oh.
I think we're done, right?
Yeah.
So,
No radula, no penis.
so when they
But
have
eyes.
sex, they just spit?
Yes.
Ha.
You could say that, yeah.
Spit and swallow.
Spit and swallow?
Or
That's-
spit and meat.
Or
Yeah.
spit and meat, yeah.
Yeah, spit and
Kind
spit.
of.
Good that we made that clear. That okay, yeah, thank you, thank you, Philip.
we have eyes, but we see that better here.
Ah, yeah,
I
yeah,
show
yeah,
you.
yeah. There's
you're
this other
right.
picture about.
I
the eyes.
remember. Look, the blue little thingies, right?
Yeah, the blue little thingies. This is Argopecten irradians. And you can see that it has a lot of eyes along the mantle edge. You can paint them if you like. Up to
Yeah,
200.
good.
Up to
200.
200. I have a mussel myself then here if I do that.
And we don't have the time for 200 eyes, but they would be
All right,
there.
yeah.
Okay.
This looks already great.
And so the decoration that looks for me like decoration for you, that you know that's eyes.
Yes.
And they really look like that. It's not fake picture.
No, it's not fake. So they have
Wow.
a lens, two retinas, and they have a mirror, and the light is reflected by this mirror and goes into the two retinas. So this is a flash probably of the photographer.
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks for that. Thanks. Okay, so we did the anatomy thing. Thank you, Philip. Or did we got something?
There's no nose. We forgot the nose.
No,
Kitten,
no
go
nose.
go on.
No nose.
We will speak later with Philip about this nose thing. But now let's speak about funny bivalves. So first of all, there is the shipworm. Yes, I mean, Nora, you told me that there are no worms, and now we are back with worms. And then you say, no, it's no worm. It's
A shitty word.
Bivalve.
Yeah,
Worm.
it's actually a boring bivalve.
What?
It's not boring. Come on, it really does a lot of damage. It's like a woodworm, you know, a worm that eats through your furniture. But they are a little bigger, right? They are a little bit bigger than normal these things we know, and they can destroy whole harbors or ships or everything. It's a little bit incredible, right?
Yeah. So they have reduced their shell during evolution to a boring organ, and
Yeah.
with this they bore a hole in wood, in driftwood, or in wooden ships, or
Yeah.
whatever they can find, and live within this. So it also has a protective function of the shell, basically.
Okay,
And they also
so-
can feed on cellulose. So this is something really unique. They do this with endosymbiotic bacteria in their gut.
And they just think wood is delicious.
Yeah, probably.
And this is one of these things
Yeah, exactly.
similar to that, right?
This is something similar. They can produce this, and also the boring species do this.
There are no boring species.
They are not boring.
It's like in classic singing when you say, there is not bad music, there's just bad musicians.
They line the tunnel with calcareous substance. So they hide in there.
Okay, thank you for that. And let's go on with the giant clam. And you know what? Here the German name is really much more funny. If we would translate the German name, it would be something like murder mussel.
Murderer mussel.
Murderer mussel.
Apollo.
Hear it? Okay, murderer.
Either one, both works. I like murder mussel. It
Yeah,
sounds
murder
more
mussel.
mysterious.
Sounds dangerous.
Welcome to the murder
Whatever, we need to go on. What is to be said about that one?
Yeah, they produce really nice and big pearls. And this is why there are these tellings that divers might get stuck into this clam.
Because that one is actually a very young, a very small one.
Yeah, the bigger ones are seen on the picture there. They can reach like 200 kilograms.
That's me. Done.
And the giant clam.
The other sparkling thing I might
And I asked the museum, oh, great, that is an amazing thing. Can we have it? And then the museum said, Ines, no, it's too heavy. No, we will not. Philip tried, as you can see on the picture. But,
I was sweating. It's heavy.
It's really, how much is it?
Yeah, 200 kilograms.
Oh my goodness, that's really a lot. Oh God, thank you for that. And now let's go to the next crazy story about sea silk. Would you have thought that there's something like sea silk and it's made from something that grew on a mussel or on a bivalve? On a bivalve. And no, it's a mussel. I see. Whoo! It grew on the fan mussel. No, the next one. The next picture. Hey. Good. Yeah. Sea silk grows is this little hairy thing that you see on the side of the mussel. It's just for stabilizing in the ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. And where is Tina, who wants to show the glove?
Yeah.
Is she somewhere? Oh, yeah. Because this is a very
unique piece,
these gloves, and they are made of this sea silk. And these gloves belonged once to the Prussian king, Friedrich Wilhelm III. One knows him, you know, he wrote some music, not the other one, not with the flute. He wrote something to march to, and he's famous for being, thank you, Christina. He's famous for being very German, like, this attitude of talking that seemed to be his.
Like all Germans.
No, I don't know. I don't know all of us. There's also some poetry in our language, I promise. Yeah, but one needs to know that this sea silk thing is really, really difficult to produce, yeah, one could say. Because if you take that little bit, and this is a really big shell here, and you take just a little bit, and then you wash it, and you clean it, and you do a lot of things with it, and it takes a lot of time, then you have to maybe have a fifth of it in the end. So you have a mussel like that, just a little bit, a fifth of that, and then imagine how many of these you would need to get this glove. So yeah, they tried in the 18th, 19th century to build manufactories and to even industrialize it. Didn't work. It's just too much work. It's just too much work. It just doesn't, nah. You can just have it if you pay someone not very well and actually kill a lot of mussels. And now I ask, apart from that, how is the fan mussel? How is she doing? Does she do well?
She's not doing very well.
Oh.
Unfortunately. The fan mussel. Yeah, but sad story, she's not doing very well. So it's a climate change that makes her suffer. So the temperature of the sea increases, which is not good, especially for the younger mussels.
She lives in the Mediterranean.
She lives in the Mediterranean area, yeah. But in many parts, there has been, the population died. And so at the Spanish coast, it's almost extinct locally.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
it's because of a tiny parasite of the genus Haplosporidium. And this parasite is getting into the intestines,
Yeah.
destroying the tissue, and the bivalves is dying of starvation.
Oh my goodness, that poor thing.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, so there's no sea silk for us, I think.
No sea silk for us, no.
No. Okay. Well, we tried. Maybe it was just worth the king and whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for music. Let's hear. Oh, yeah, I see. Octopus Garden, the Red Chucks with Octopus Garden. Have fun.
The sea in an octopus's garden in a shade. He let us in, knows where we've been, in a little hideaway beneath the waves. I asked my friends to come and see an octopus's garden with me. To be under the sea in an octopus's garden in a shade. My friends to come and see an octopus's garden with me. I like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in a shade.
Thank you. I love that version. Thank you. Oh, and now it's time for cephalopods. Our last here. Or family or group. Or thank you, Apollo. Group, family, how would we?
Class.
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 A class.
Class.
It's a class.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. The cephalopods. Philip is back on his...
Back on his heels or not?
Yeah, and on the chalkboard. Last time for today. So, I'll leave it to you, all of you.
Who is gonna help me draw this thing on this thingy?
Okay, Philip, maybe you start with the head and the tentacles. The head and foot is merged in cephalopods.
A head with testicles?
No tentacles.
Tentacles? How many?
Maybe you can draw 8.
Or 10. Or 90.
Yeah.
Or 30.
Don't overstretch it. He really tries.
Okay, but we said the tentacles are a little bit longer, right? Than the arms.
Yeah, exactly. So they have... then you have to draw 2 more arms.
Yes.
More?
Yeah.
2 more arms and 2 long tentacles.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets more every time.
Well, it's a brief version.
I see.
So
We also have a different picture of that one.
Show me.
there are also a few species of shelled cephalopods.
Serious version.
Nautilites. And, but we draw a so-called colioid cephalopod now without a shell.
No problem.
And they have even more arms. But there is a shell here, which
From the Nautilus.
maybe you can show this.
Do you want to show this one?
Ah, which
The
one?
Nautilus
That
shell.
one.
The Nautilus
Yes,
shell.
I want to.
The Perlboot, darling. But that's German. Nobody
No,
knows
I
what
know
that is.
it's a Nautilus, darling.
I didn't know. I was
Yeah, but
surprised.
I asked the internet.
Okay,
how to
while
name it in
she's
English.
showing that, we try to figure this thing out, okay?
Okay,
So
we go
this
on
is
with
a
a
Nautilus.
mantle, and it covers the visceral mass above the
Like a
head,
cone.
like a cone.
I can go with
Exactly, and
that.
with a mantle cavity at the back. Very nice.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll
the
get
mouth.
there. You will see. We need space
Okay,
in
go
here
on.
because
The mouth is in the center of the arms.
Bottom, bottom, bottom,
mouth.
bottom, bottom,
Mouth.
lower,
Bottom.
Lower.
Mouth is at the bottom.
Yeah, there.
what? I forgot about that. And there's also radula happening.
Yeah, also
And they have
radula.
the peak.
Yes, they have a beak. Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so interesting. Dangerous. We don't kiss them with the tongue, otherwise it's gone.
Let's go on.
Yeah, and the gut goes through the body to the mental cavity.
And up and out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we can do that. Butts.
Perfect.
and the sun.
And
Sun, don't forget the sun.
So, okay, we established really a new phrase. Yeah, that's please, Philip. Okay.
where's the nose? Okay, where's the eye?
Yeah, you can draw a huge eye on the head.
On
they-
the head.
No.
No,
here.
the head.
Yep.
No.
No. Down.
The head is
head.
above the arm.
Lower. Yeah, there.
Yes.
That's amazing.
A breast there, right there.
No, it's an eye. But these are actually really very good eyes.
Yeah, they have really good vision. So the
Same.
Holotypes, they have really good vision and a really highly developed brain and also complex spectrum of behaviors.
That's amazing. Do we have all of it? Or
No, the gills.
No,
The
real
gills are still missing. They belong into the mental cavity.
Of course. I told you everything is here. We know that from the beginning. So
And
what?
as I
Philip,
said,
it doesn't have eyelashes. It does not, or does it have eyelashes?
no, it doesn't.
Philip, would you please take them away? We are in the museum, you know. Yeah.
And as I said, most cephalopods today don't have an external shell, but many species still have a relic of the shell. So maybe you can include under the mantle some, So in,
Here on the side. And
it can be
someone
called
told
the
me
cuttle
either shell or
bone,
brain.
for example.
Either shell or brain. Safety or knowledge.
Yeah, but that kind of shell they all have, right?
No, the octopods don't have it.
Ah, I see. Okay.
I was right.
The reproductive organs.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
please.
they are still missing.
Oh,
Yes.
there's no space
The
anymore, you
mantle
see.
and the mantle.
Mental.
Here.
So yeah, in the visceral mass,
In the vis-
covered by the mantle cavity, by the mantle. Sorry.
It's a small.
No.
No.
It's bigger. It's bigger. I like it big. Bam.
Yeah.
And it goes in here, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And they have separate sexes, so they are male and female cephalopods. The males don't have a penis, but they have one of the arms is specialized in transferring sperm to the female.
On.
They have a specialized sex arm?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's here.
Yep. Yeah, without the testicles.
Yeah.
Well
Now
done.
it looks correct. Yeah.
Now it looks exactly how it should be.
Yeah, so we are amazed. That's it? That's the whole thing?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
No, no,
Philip,
that's
thank
surprising.
you 1,000 times for that. That's amazing. So now we. We do have a question. Please.
Yes.
You ask.
Hi, world. We have one more question from our viewers for the scientists. They want to know, have you ever been attacked by a snail or mussel in any form? Or in this case, a cephalopod as well. We'd love to know.
That's an amazing question. Thank you. Thank you, Apollo. That's amazing. Okay, have you ever been attacked, guys?
I haven't, so.
No?
No, it's quite boring.
No,
Actually,
no,
we haven't.
No, it's not boring, you said before, but but it's not dangerous.
It's not dangerous. No.
Also good to know. Very
But
good.
of course,
It
there
can
are
be-
dangerous molluscs.
Yes.
The
I know.
cone snails, which
For
were already
example.
mentioned, for example.
Yeah, there are predatory snails. We remember that they are really, some of them are really dangerous even for humans. And also the octopus,
Yeah, they
some
are,
of them are a little bit
yeah,
dangerous. for
they,
us,
they are
right?
also very venomous octopods.
There are
Blue-ringed
venomous ones.
octopus, for
Yeah.
example.
I learn every time I sit with them a new thing. It's great. So, but now let's speak about a very funny cephalopod. And this is the bobtail squid. Isn't he cute? He's just 1 centimeter. He's very small. It is very small.
It is very small.
It is very small. I'm sorry. Well, last round. And this one can dim its lights. So it has lights. It shines in the sea, but it can dim its lights, right? Why does it do that? And how?
So during the daytime, it's hiding buried under sand.
Yeah.
It does it because it's because diurnal predators could detect it, so it's hidden. In
Okay.
the night, it's active and it's coming out and to in a moonlit night, you have the moon shining from, it's very romantic, the moon shining from from above. And usually a predator could see this Hawaiian bobtail squid as a silhouette, a dark silhouette. And in order to avoid that, it turns on its light. It has a very complex light organ filled with bacteria, symbiotic bacteria, and they are producing this bioluminescent glow. And it can really adapt to this down-dwelling moonlight, to the light intensity it's glowing.
By spitting it out, right?
Not by spitting it out. No, it's a whole mantle that is glowing, and this dark silhouette is then not visible anymore, and then it's not detected anymore by predators.
That's fascinating. He puts on his light in the night to be protected. Interesting. Interesting. Nature is, it's interesting, I think. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And then, well, there is someone I really want to introduce to you. It's him. It's this one. The Holotypes infernalis. Padam. That is a name. That is a name for an octopus. Yes. And now I show you how that one looks.
For a squid, sorry.
Huh?
For a squid.
For a squid. It's a name for a squid. Yes, I see. And now I show that one to you how big it is. Do you see that thing, that black thing there? That's it. That's it. The Holotypes infernalis. The vampires. Ah, yeah, I wrote vampire squid. Interesting. Did I? Or did you?
But it only has 8 arms. So
yeah, and it has 8. Okay, it has 8 arms, and so it's a very vampire-y animal, or what? Why is it named like that, in your opinion?
I mean, the way it feeds is definitely not vampiric. It doesn't feed on blood, or it's not even a predator, but it's a detritivore. So what it does, it lives in the deep sea, and it has, in addition to its 8 arms, it has 2 very long filaments.
Okay.
And these filaments have very stiff, short hairs, and with them it collects marine snow. So marine snow is a sum of all the particles coming down the water column from the surface. And it's a mixture of all sort of organic stuff. And it catches the stuff with those filaments, and from time to time, it takes one of the filaments and eats what it's
But no
caught.
one dies.
No.
No one becomes a vampire. It's not that. Well, I have a theory why Carl Kuhn named this one the Holotypes infernalis. One needs to know they found that during the Valdivia expedition, and and he named it in 1903. And you understand, one might understand that if one knows that the 19th century had a vampire fashion thing. They really went for vampires, you know. And it started all with 1816. That John Polidori wrote The Vampire, you all seem to know. And 1828, so John Polidori wrote that in Switzerland, in English. But in 1828, Heinrich Marschner, a composer, a German one, wrote an opera, The Vampire. And you always need to understand, in the 19th century, if a subject is really big, they made an opera out of it. Because in the 19th century, an opera was something like a blockbuster of these times. And so when they made an opera, really, people really wanted to see it. I'm not sure whether I want to recommend that opera. I checked it out. I hope it's not his best piece, let's say.
Shade, Ines. Throwing shade.
So, and the other interest, and there were a lot of stories about vampires in the 19th century. And the other interesting fact is that Bram Stoker's Dracula, the one I read, and I liked it very much, I recommend it for this winter time. That one was published in 1897. So, somewhat close to that, where Carl Kuhn named his vampire squid But that one was just published in German in 1908. So I don't think that Karl Kuhn, who actually also lived in Leipzig, where the book was published and where the opera was premiered, so they seem to have something with vampires in Leipzig. Whatever. So I think he named it because he was fascinated by the vampire idea, but not by Bram Stoker, by some other stories. We will never know which one and whether it was the opera or not. I doubt it was the opera, if I may say. Yeah. But okay, one thing I forgot about that one, and it's a holotype, right? Too? So the species was described by that one, and and it was a young one, you said, right?
Yeah, it's a juvenile, so the adult ones are, I mean, they are not very big. The mental length is maximum 20 centimeters.
But they really look like that with this black and the red eyes, and they are, so they are kind of, they look impressive, but they don't do anything. We know that from others. Whatever. Now my last stories, 2 of them. One is, let's see how to do that in English. No, that's the wrong one. That one. Okay. The Californian 2-spot octopus. Yeah. It's not, cuddly. It doesn't meet others and hugs them. Right now, not even a good thing to do. But it doesn't like that. It's more alone. It's a more loner, right?
It's more asocial, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And don't ask me why, but some scientists thought, let's try to put them in a bath with MDMA. Let's see what happens. And the funny thing is, they started to become very cuddly. And they started to hug and to float in the water and be very relaxed. And one knows that attitude from some clubs or stuff like that, or festivals. Really? They did that? I mean, why?
They did that, yeah.
Okay.
Science.
Because it's science.
So scientists did a study in 2018. They published their study. Scientists from the US, and they did an experiment with 3 chambers, and they put the octopus in the middle chamber and one in the. So they put a toy in the other chamber, and in the other chamber they put another octopus of the same species.
You just need to be 1 week with acrobats and musicians, and you also have the left-right problem. Okay, that's
I
nice.
noticed it already.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and usually it's like the octopus wants to go to the toy and ignores completely the conspecific. But after bathing in water containing MDMA, it's starting to get into the other chamber to greet the other octopus. So it's going into this chamber and also being very friendly to the other octopus, and it's something which is very unusual. So usually MDMA, usually in humans, as you might know, increases the level of serotonin in your serotonin in your system, and this makes people puts people in a very good mood. And it's the same is happening also with this octopus, and this is quite astonishing actually, because it's apparently a system that had a different evolution than from the human. So the human lineage and the octopus lineage is separated by more than 500 million years. But still, this system seems to be very conserved, that it changes the behavior of this animal.
So we are totally different species, but
totally different.
Totally different,
yeah.
but we still would theoretically get high on the same kind of supply.
Yeah, so to say, yeah.
Has anyone ever tried with snails or molluscs to see?
I'm not aware of this study, but I mean, octopods they have a quite complex behavior, and I don't think it would work that well in other mollusks.
Maybe, I'm sure someone will figure that out one day, but I think it's very cute and very funny. And now the last one, and I kind of fell in love with that one. The large Pacific striped octopus. very cool. And here I can say he because the one with the stripes are male. And if the large Pacific striped octopus loves each other, if they make love, they make it sucker to sucker and mouth to mouth. Yeah. And I read that this one does not have an official name, right? So we could describe that one?
Yeah, in theory we could. I mean, the paper where they describe this mating behavior, they state that the formal description is in preparation, so probably it will be published.
A while,
yeah.
I see.
But yeah, it's undescribed, so somebody can describe it.
But you need to be very, 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 very fast. Someone else has already seems to done this job. And now we're through with all our stories, right?
Yeah.
And that's incredible. That's just, that is just, how did we, I don't know. It was very exciting. But now, thank you. Last song for tonight. Polpo, Damar with the red shucks and me. Yeah. I need these 2 cards. Ayo! Appa! Aya! You know.
Troppo braccia per non abbracciarti, tentacoli senza tentazioni. Troppe braccia per non abbracciarti, tentacoli per cercarti. Spetti danzano negli abissi danzano. Oh, vascelli fantasma e non ti trovo compagna. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mando messaggi di inchiostro nero, 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 nero. Mando messaggi di inchiostro nero, nero. Ritrovato nel nero, nero. 8 braccia per non abbracciarti, 8 braccia mi mancano, 8 braccia per ritrovarti. 8 braccia mi mancano e quando infine io ti troverò, 128 io ti attaccherò e danzeremo insieme questo polpo d'amore. Ai ai, how did we make that? I don't know. So this is the end of this show, and this is the point where I need to say thanks to a lot of people. So ladies and gentlemen, if I may ask the ones who are here to applaud the Lotto Stiftung Berlin, the Lotto Foundation of Berlin, because they are the ones who financed that. They gave us the money to make this dream come true. Thank you for that. Mwah. Thank you. Yeah. And then there is our partner, Wissenschaft und Dialog, who works with that. Thank you very much. And then there is the Museum für Naturkunde. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an incredible place. I hope one day we can meet here. This day will come, I promise. And this house, well, there are a lot of people who made this happen, actually, right now. The director, the technicians, the exhibition management, public relations, social media. Mark, you're a wizard. The taxidermist. We are grateful for her. And the experimental field for participation and open science. Explicitly, Dr. Wiebke Rössig, thank you for making this happen. And our team, our Glitzern Denken team. And here I would like to ask for an applause because it was really a lot of work for David Ziegler, Bonnie Dietermann, and Lea Astrup. You rock! guys. Yes. Yes, I think so too. Okay, and then, of course, you can't do a thing like that without people who know about lights and sound. So first of all, I'm very grateful. I'm full of love. Thank you for doing these light designs. It looks amazing. Thank you, Stefan Tietz. Yes, yes, yay! And also his team, Britta and Camila. Thank you for your work. And yeah, the cameras and the sound were done by Sedis and Fai here. Special thanks to Björn and Tino. Thanks! Woo! Yeah, it was an honor. Woo! And then it's not Lima. Yeah. Thank you, Lima, for assisting me. You did well. And that one, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing, the beautiful Philip Golle. Yes. Yes. Bravo. Cheers. And the other one, ha. Oh, they're really, you have no idea how it is backstage with them. The other one is Apollo Garcia. Thank you, Apollo. Yeah, and as you might have realized, it's not possible to do something like that without scientists who really know their subjects. So first of all, Nora Lentgemas. Nora, it was, what a good time I had with you, darling. Mwah. Nora Lentgemas. And the other two, you come together on stage, okay? There is Dr. Katharina von Oheim and Dr. Paul von Oheim. Yeah. Yes. And then there is Christine Zorn, who works at the Malacologist department. What would we have done without you? You know so much. I hope one day you might have the chance to meet her. She's incredible and funny. Thank you, Christine. And yeah. Woo! I'm nearly through. I'm nearly through. I'm nearly through. But now I'd like to ask you to applaud this band. And I really would like to name every one of them. Ansgar Vollmer on diverse instruments. Yes. Then there's the amazing, impressive, energetic Maxi Heinecke on the other amazing instrument and singing. Thank you, Maxi. And then last of these three, on the bass, there is Judith Rommel. Thank you. Yeah. Woo! These three are the Red Chucks, and they have a new album out. It's called Kapriolen und Klimbim. Check them out. They're really cool, and they're typical Berlin style. They are amazing. I'm through with that. That's amazing. My name is Ines Teileis, and I thank you so much that you joined in, that you were with us, stood with us. Hey, speak about us, tell about us, and till then, or till whatever, take care of yourself. Love each other. Be nice to each other. Stay healthy. And I promise you, there will be the day when we meet here at this amazing place, in this museum, live, all of us. And we will have a good talk about all animals there are. And we wait for that moment, and it will come. Until then, we will live stream and come to you, okay? But I promise you, this day will come. Until then, stay safe. Bye.
L'abisso scuro, scuro, inchiostro e nero, nero, la messaggi di profondità, lettere di profondità, la messaggi di inchiostro